Welcome back to ARC PDX. An award-winning Portland-based author is launching her latest rom-com novel at the Lincoln High School Library next week. Joining us now is Alison Cochrun, who's known for heartfelt, emotional, and comedic love stories. Good morning, Alison. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I am stoked to talk to you because I've been reading every step she takes, and I love it. I just can't wait to go home at the end of the day and read it. I'm only about a quarter of the way through, though, so I don't know really much that happens. But in your words, because I don't want to give anything away, what is this book about?
So it's a rom-com, like you said, about a woman named Sadie Wells, who's 35, and she's having a bit of an existential life crisis and questioning a lot of things about her life. And instead of facing those questions head on and dealing with them in a mature way, she decides to run away from her life and trek the Camino de Santiago through Portugal and Spain, and in the process ends up on a tour that forces her to confront everything that she's trying to avoid.
I love that description. What were some of the inspirations for this book? Why did you want to write this?
Well, I trekked the Camino de Santiago.
I was wondering that if you did it. Okay, cool.
In May of 2022, when I was going through a bit of a hard time and feeling a little bit creatively stuck while working on my third book called Here We Go Again. And I just needed to it was 2022. So we had been in 2 years of lockdown. Travel was becoming a little bit more safe, and I needed to kind of escape and see new things. And the trip was so transformative for me. I knew I wanted to write about it eventually. It just took a little bit of time to find the right character and the right story.
Well, I've got to say, already into it, you're making me want to start planning a trip to do the Camino.
Oh my gosh, do it. It was amazing.
It's a fun setting for the book too, I think, because you get to kind of escape real life for a little bit. But I want to hear more about your work just as a whole and maybe how this latest novel differs from your other books.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, this book is similar to my other books. This is my fourth published novel with Simon & Schuster. And so I've been really lucky to be doing this for 4 years now. So it's pretty wild. But most of my books center on queer characters who are sort of still figuring their lives out in their 20s and 30s. And so I sometimes think of them as coming of age stories for people who should already be adults.
Yeah, and why is that such a common theme through all this?
I think for me, it took me a long time to figure my life out. I am a sort of a late bloomer like Sadie is in this book. And I loved reading young adult stories about young people figuring themselves out, but I never got to see adults being messy. And so that's a big part of why I like to write these stories, is because that's what I wanted to see, is adults like me who just had no clue what they were doing.
Yeah. And and obviously, especially in this book, tons of the theme of queerness and sapphic love. Is that a theme that runs through most of or all four of your books, or?
Yeah, the last three. My first book is called The Charm Offensive, and it is about a man who goes on a Bachelor-esque reality dating show to save his reputation and ends up falling in love with his male producer.
Fun.
But the other three books, yes, are all about queer women, and yeah.
Is there a reason why you want to bring those stories out into the light a little bit more?
Well, because I'm a queer woman, and so I like being able to read books that reflect, my relationship with my wife, and kind of my own life. But also, I think, again, I didn't read a lot of stories about queer women growing up, and I didn't have that representation, and so it was really it is really important for me to get to write that now and to connect with readers in that way, and have that positive representation of queer love.
Yeah, and I love also all the references to Seattle and Portland. Anybody who lives in the Pacific Northwest, there's so many things in here that you will relate to personally. I just love that about it. Why did you decide to host your book launch event at Lincoln High School here in Portland?
Well, it's being hosted by Grand Gesture Books, which is Portland's romance-only bookstore run by Catherine Morgan, and it's just an amazing bookstore that if you haven't been in person to check it out, highly recommend it. But Catherine hosts and her bookstore and her whole team hosts so many amazing book events here in Portland, and have been able to bring in so many awesome romance authors. And so I am really excited to do the event with her bookstore. But the reason we're doing it at Lincoln High School is that it's a slightly bigger space. And Lincoln High School has kind of like the first romance book club for high school students.
Cool.
Where, yeah, it's a really amazing program run by their librarian, Lori. And I was able to go and speak to them. Actually, it was my first ever in-person event during the pandemic. I was able to go and speak to the high school book club like during their lunch and just talk about writing books. And so it was a really cool experience, and I'm excited to collaborate with them again.
Very cool. Alison Cochrun, so excited I got to talk to you. Your latest novel, Every Step She Takes. When does this come out for everybody else to read it?
It comes out September 2nd, and that is the date of the event at Lincoln High School.
Well, I feel so lucky I've been able to start it early. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.